Let's start with the size, the scale of this, really unprecedented in terms of a document leak.
This is huge. It's in 2010, WikiLeaks became what was then the largest leak ever. This is bigger. I think it's 2.6 terabytes. So they won't say exactly how they transfer all the documents, but they said they couldn't even do it by email. So I assume there had to be hard drives exchanged back and forth, and it was all encrypted. But it's gigantic. It has 300,000 shell companies. So the tentacles has already led all over the globe, and we don't know where it's headed.
What do we know about the firm at the center of this law firm based in Panama?
This was Mossack Fonseca. It's a firm that had a niche had 40 different outlets around the globe. They helped high net worth individuals and businesses with their business contacts, but they were the kind of the go-to company if you wanted to get some privacy. Much of it is very legal. You're allowed to have your privacy, but it also becomes an easy place for people involved with illicit activity to hide their activities.
Global reach of this, as you mentioned, there's dramatic video of reporters sitting down with the Prime Minister of Iceland at the center of this. He walks out on the interview when he's presented with these allegations. What do we know at this point, early on, about whom this affects?
Well, in terms of political fallout, he's got the biggest problem. He was, before he was elected, he was linked to some company in the British Virgin Islands, accused of being involved in some kind of tax avoidance. He denied any connection to the company. ICIJ, the organization that put out the document, say that it now shows that he did have a part ownership, he and his wife, in this. So there were calls for his resignation. There were now calls for snap elections that could remove him from office. So he's on the hot seat, but the Prime Minister of Pakistan is also there. Friends and close associates of President Putin of Russia are alleged to have used Russian banks to move like billions of dollars offshore. And I think we'll see what happens. Putin has always been very crafty at keeping himself away from his associates' misdeeds, and he denies any wrongdoing. And at this point, there's no documents directly linking him, so that will be something to watch.
Let's look ahead a little bit. These documents came out over the weekend. Reporters are just beginning to go through them. They had them for several months, but as we've said, there are a lot of documents to get through. Where do you see this investigation going next? What do you think might be in here? What do you think reporters will be looking for?
I think two pieces. First is FIFA. There's been a big scandal with the World Soccer Federation, and the documents supposedly show that there's a lawyer on the ethics committee who had done work for some of the people who've actually been charged criminally in the FIFA scandal. So I think FIFA is opening its own inquiry, and we'll see what that's going to lead. The second is with the banks. UBS, Credit Suisse, HSBC, according to the documents, set up tens of thousands of shell companies on behalf of clients. They've been sanctioned in the U.S. and have been in settlements for helping people avoid taxes and hide their assets. I think the DOJ today said they're going to be looking at it. They can't give any details, but if they're found to have violated the terms of those settlements, then that could lead to big problems here.
Just lastly here, David, you mentioned that these documents purportedly detail the involvement of 300,000 offshore companies. Give us some sense of the scope and scale of this industry, for lack of a better word.
Well, it's secret, so no one quite knows how much is out there. I mean, experts say that there are tens of trillions of dollars in this kind of secret banking world. A few years ago, something came out of a small bank in the Cook Islands that handled a lot of assets, mostly for people in Asia. I think this one takes another kind of chip away from the wall of secrecy. But there are hundreds of thousands of others out there, no doubt.